Hello, and welcome to the Movie Test of Time, a podcast about revisiting our youth through the only medium that matters, the movies. Thanks for joining us. My name is Andy Young, and I'm one of your scheming, gambling hosts. Joining me, as always, is our other scheming and gambling host, Beth Martin. Beth, a pleasure as always. What's the crack?
I'm trying to think about when the last time I gambled was.
Uh, Geez,
Like
that's a
for
good
for
question.
something other than like M&Ms.
Yeah, 100%. Like actual
Yeah.
money gambling.
Yeah.
It's so rare. Like I feel like I think the last time I can actually remember doing it is when I was in Australia and it was playing blackjack, and that was 15 years ago.
Okay. One time I entered a poker tournament, like low stakes.
Sure,
And I had played poker for, with family, but like, and maybe a little bit like, you know, jacks are better
sure.
at the little gambling machine. But not sit down like with other people that are wearing sunglasses and that whole thing. I thought I was going to have a heart attack. I was so nervous.
It, I don't like how I feel playing poker. There's something
Me
very,
neither.
and I also think the thing with poker is that you need to be in it for the long haul. And I just can't, I don't like poker enough to really want to like sit there for 6 hours in the hope that I'll win my money back. I'm just kind of like, whatever. Like I've been in poker, kind of like, casual poker competitions where it's like £10 to enter. And I'm like, sure. And like get knocked out immediately. And I'm like,
Yeah.
cool. I'll just
Yeah.
go and hang out in the other room and like we can play video games or whatever. This is
Right.
perfect for me, or I'll go home, you
I
know.
don't think, do you think you're a good bluffer?
Um,
No, you're not. Yes, you
Not
are?
really. I think it
Yeah.
depends. Like I can because people have an expectation of me, like they think that he's like, oh, and he's so lovely and friendly and nice. So like I can kind of get away with stuff. Like
I
I don't
see.
I find
You're
it,
just like a sleeper poker
yes,
player
I do
where they're
find
like,
it
oh my
like
God.
it feels like kind of immoral to me bluffing people. So like I just really try to avoid it. But yeah, I can do it a little bit. What about you?
Okay. I don't think so. I just I the concept is fun for like cowboy movies, right? Where
Sure.
they're bluffing and all that's and then someone gets shot. Uh but no, my little heart can't take it.
I think that's exactly it. To me, it feels so tied up into the whole sort of like, performative masculinity bullshit that I really fucking hate
Yeah.
anyway. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't have any room for this in my life, you know?
Yeah. Jennifer Tilly, do you know who she is?
Yes, I
She was
do.
in okay. She's a professional
I,
poker
I,
player.
I have seen her play actually. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
really quite funny.
I know. I love her. Okay, so the crack is okay, a few things. I watched Hamnet finally.
Oh,
Hamnet finally. Okay, that's a new word for everyone.
mm-hmm.
Um,
Took somebody's name.
yeah, right. I think he was the man that plays Hamlet. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Anyways, so it was beautiful.
Yes,
Um, Jessie Buckley was amazing. I
sure.
saw there was the Oscars are coming up, so I want to talk about that a little bit. But I
Hmm.
read there's always like the honest Oscar reviews that you start seeing where people are like, here's really what I think and why I'm voting the way I am. And like she was like, I just can't vote for Jessie Buckley because like she's like a 10 the whole time. And I sometimes wanted her to be like at a 7, and I was like, that's fair. Um,
Yeah.
I liked it, but I don't know. It kind of was an interesting, it wasn't like a sweeping, look at Shakespeare's life by any
No,
means. It was just like this one portion of their life. And so like that was interesting. I wanted more, obviously we all do, but I wanted more Paul Mescal
sure.
because he didn't really, other than like playing the ghost, he just kind of was there. And
It
he was
was,
like, I got an earring. They're
yes.
probably stinky.
It was much more Jesse Buckley's movie, but like I think, in terms of like it seems like he's going for supporting actor, and I think that makes more sense, honestly, because like she is the core of that film.
Yeah, agreed. Agreed. Um, the other thing is Mike had a birthday.
Mm.
I got him. I'm really proud of myself. So I'm just like this little win I had this week. He's really hard to shop for.
Okay.
So I got him an alto saxophone.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, because Harper is playing the saxophone, so she's got hers, and I was like, it would be, he was it like he was a music major, so he could just
Yes.
like pick it up and be like jazzing out or whatever,
That
or
rocks.
play Happy Birthday for himself. Anyways, so he was like, this is a really good one. He was like, you found like the Japanese Yamaha when they were making these in Japan.
Cool.
And he's like, you could resell, like, it's always like, what can you resell it for? He's like, you could resell it for more than you bought it for.
Nice.
So that was good. So
And
yeah,
what, like, if he does he have a primary instrument, or like, like something that he gravitates towards more than all the others, or
definitely saxophone. He played
sax?
baritone sax
Nice.
in high school. It's a lot of like buh, but so it's not
Okay.
like the most exciting, you're
Sure.
not like rocking out like you are on the flute, which is what I played. But yeah,
Mhm.
I would say alto or bari sax. But like, okay, the price of brass right now is
Mm,
nuts. So like
yeah.
we could get a baritone saxophone for like $8,000 or $9,000, which we
That's
don't have.
crazy.
I love him that much. I just don't have, I can't. Yeah, it
Sure.
is. So I got a used one and blah blah blah, but it's
Amazing.
cool. It's got patina, and it's like one of those like from like band class, and so like the name on the case, it's like Little Nicholas Bale is the kid that owned the saxophone
Amazing.
before. And I was like, "Do you want a new case?" And he's like, "No, man. I got Nicholas here." Like he's super into it. So I don't know. It's just a nice.
It's got
I
it's
did
got
good on birthday.
I love it. It's got
Yeah.
some history. It's
What's the crack with you?
weirdly, I have saxophone related news as well.
What?
Yeah,
Okay,
no,
can we just let people know that we are twinning today too? We're both
matching
wearing
outfits.
blue sleeveless tank tops.
That's right.
Hey,
Hell
you're
yeah.
paler than me.
That will always be the
I
case.
know.
Uh we didn't plan
Mm-mm.
this, but yet it has happened.
Uh-huh.
Um, so yeah,
We're
uh,
syncing up with the full moon, Andy, with her clothes.
right. And now we're syncing up with our saxophone connection as well. Because I went to so Belfast is having a jazz festival currently. So I
Okay.
went to a jazz concert on Saturday. Um, it was an artist called Trish Close. She's like, I guess she is like she's a doctor of music and has albums and stuff out, but she's like a four-piece jazz quartet. I I don't know if that fully represents her, but anyway, that's what she was playing with at the weekend, and she's the lead member. She plays saxophone. There's also a guitarist, a piano player, and a drummer. But it's like every single one of them are at that fucking incredibly high jazz standard level, and just watching them was sensational. It was really, really good.
Yeah. I I love jazz. I'm not saying I don't love jazz, but like improv jazz. Have we
Yeah.
talked about this? It's
I don't know if we
hard.
have.
It's hard
Yes,
to write
improv. I know it
here.
is hard. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, uh as long as they don't improv and like they just stick to the beat, play the song that I know, like Miles Davis, all of that. But yeah, that one there, I just, bleh. Anyways,
So impressive.
please don't hate me, everyone, for that.
No, it's like,
Should
it's
I
int
make, did you, sorry, go ahead.
I was like, honestly, I don't often like. It wouldn't be something I would have went to off my own back, but I was happy that it did, because like I really just, love music, and
Yeah, we
I'm
do.
like, and I'm always open to new experiences, and I find it, you know, not like quite as enjoyable as maybe like some other stuff that like I would have maybe went to see live, but I find it as a spectacle, and just watching this incredible four incredible talents on like stage with pure mastery over their instruments
Yeah,
was like so fascinating to watch.
yeah, that's great. I love it. Okay,
So yeah,
twinning.
twinning.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Mhm.
I do have other stuff, or were you because I interrupted you? Was there something else you wanted to?
No, nothing of
Okay.
importance. I
Um,
just like talking over you.
Of course. I,
It's
I also went to a pub quiz at the weekend, and it
ooh.
got me thinking. Like, you have them, but you don't call them that. You call them like trivia nights or
Yeah, trivia
something,
night.
maybe. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You like
So
people play bingo too.
Yes, yes.
Bingo is a thing, and yeah, trivia night is a big thing.
Bingo happens here, and we like used to have. I don't think there's much of a thing. They still exist, but we used to have like bingo halls that people would specifically go just
Yes,
to play bingo.
yes,
Um.
yes.
So yeah, so it was Griffon. It was down. There was a bar close to me. Actually, we have been there. Do you remember? Not the bar, but the place. Do you remember the place I took you to when you were over visiting that had all the colorful houses along the front of the
Yes.
water? So it
I
was
think of
there.
that all the time when I'm like, I was like, I remember that little row house.
Yep.
It was like a row house and it was for sale. And
Yes.
I went home and like, I Googled it because I was like, I just have to know, like, how much is it to live on the water?
Yeah.
And it was like completely affordable. And I
It
cried.
was like what $200,000 or something like that roughly. Like that would be the equivalent. It was
Yeah.
for nothing. Like it
Yeah.
really was.
Yeah.
Um. So yeah, it's just like literally just around the corner from where those houses are. There's this
Okay.
bar, and I had not been in it. I'd been meaning to go down to it for years now, and it was just really great, really good fun. It was just nice, to get out for something like that, and it was also relatively local as well, which was nice,
Yeah.
So it was good, and we did well. We didn't win, but I think we didn't. He didn't give us all our placements, but I know that we were like second or third in that area, so I was
That's
happy
good.
with that.
Is there a topic?
No, it was very general, but like
Okay.
he was very good, I must say, the guy that was running it, but like what he does is for the loser each week, he allows them their prize is that they get to pick what the specialist category is going to be the following quiz night.
Mm.
And the specialist round was dentistry. Yeah.
That's good. I
So
like
yeah.
that.
There's some
Okay.
there's some good ones in there. There was some good. But it was good. It was a nice night. I was say it was lovely to be out and do something like that for a change.
Okay, speaking of, do you have anything else?
No, no, I don't. Go ahead.
Okay, well, so quizzes.
Uh-huh.
So our top fan wrote in, um, okay, I'll give you the option, which I know you're going to say yes. Okay, so our top fan said, all right, let me try this. So this was kind of inspired by a t-shirt company here called Last Exit to Nowhere, which Andy will probably be familiar with. They
Yeah.
sell t-shirts that have amusing movie allusions on them.
Hmm.
Without explicitly mentioning the movie itself, instead, typically featuring the logo and the name of a fictional company or product from the film. For example, I own the one OCP logo, own one with the OCP logo on it, the evil corporation from RoboCop.
Yes.
Their early range was also things like the Wayland Yutani
Yes.
logos Alien or Terrell Corporation Blade Runner. Uh, and even more obscure ones like the Lao She air freight from the Temple of Doom. And I was like, nice try, Lao She. And then he like slams the door to the airplane and it says Lao She Airlines.
Amazing. Yes,
So
yes,
good.
yes.
Love it. So, I posted some deliberately joking musings on social media a few years ago where I mentioned characters and events from popular films from a kind of contrarian, reactionary perspective without mentioning the name of the film to see if people got it. If you wish, you could read them to Andy on the pod and see if he can guess the film, but I won't
Okay.
be offended if you think it's lame and don't bother.
No, 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 let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay, so first one. And he said, which I think is my best. Are you ready?
Uh-huh.
Okay, you gotta guess the movie. I will not say you get more conservative as you get older or anything, but I've come to realize William Santiago had no business being in the Marines at all.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
I'll give you a hint. Tom
Sure.
Cruise is in this movie.
Okay. Is it A Few
And
Good
I,
Men?
yes, good job. I never would have gotten that. Okay, next one. Okay, this is kind of funny. I
Mm-hmm.
see what he's doing here. I'm not saying you get more. This is fucking funny. Okay. I'm not saying you get more conservative
Concern.
as you get older or anything. Sorry. But poor Edward Lewis, bringing a Hollywood street hooker into the Beverly Wilshire is really poor form. Hint, Richard Gere is in this movie.
I think I got it. It's Pretty Woman, isn't it?
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Yeah, halfway through I was like, yeah, I think that's Pretty Woman.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, this is so funny. Okay, you ready for the next one?
Yeah.
I'm not saying you get more conservative as you get older, if anything, but Walter Sobchak's view of pacifism as a form of emotional mental deficit is broadly correct. Okay,
Oh, I know that name.
uh, so This movie
Uh,
has White Russians in it.
oh shit, it's freaking because that's John Goodman's character in
Yes.
the Big Lebowski.
Yes. Good job. Okay,
Yeah.
and then the last one, and maybe the most obscure. I never ever would have gotten this. I'm not saying this is almost as good as Mad Libs. I'm not saying you get more conservative as you get older or anything, but Agent Halpern's fear that those pinko academics wanted to give crucial intelligence away to the Chinese and the Russians was well founded.
Oh, is it like shit? Red something?
I
Red
know what.
Dawn?
No, it's a rival with Amy la 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 la. Amy, she's got red hair.
Oh, Amy Adams?
Yes. Isn't she in a rival? Anyways,
Oh, it's a
fabulous
rival.
job.
Yep.
Fabulous job, top
Damn it.
fan.
All right.
Fabulous
Okay.
job.
3 out of 4 ain't bad.
Three to
I'll
four
take
in
that.
bad. You got three. That might, was that 3 out of 4 or 4 out of 5? 3 out of 4. Yep. So if anyone wants to challenge Andy, not me, because I will never get these right, please send those in
Please do.
because obviously I don't care if anyone else thinks it's funny, but I sure do. So
Yeah.
yeah,
No.
that's what we've got for what's occurring.
I like it. Yeah. Great stuff. I
Thank,
loved that.
yep. Thank you,
Thank
Top
you.
Fan.
Thank you, Top Fan. Yeah, agreed. It was amazing. Yeah, send us more, please. Okay. So we get into this week's subject,
Yes.
which is Miller's Crossing.
Miller's
Um,
Crossing.
Third movie in our Irish American month. The one I was most excited for, I think, was my suggestion. So I'm excited to hear what Beth's thoughts are on it. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, what did you think? Just a brief sort of like up top sort of opinion on it.
On top of it, it was. I love the Coen Brothers movies.
Sure.
I don't. I feel like sometimes I'm like, where have I been and what have I been doing with myself?
Yeah.
I like went and looked at their film bios and I was like, oh my God, they did that and that and that. It's just like their range is quite something.
Yeah.
Um, I liked it. I mean,
Yeah.
every like scene I was like excited about whoever was like walking into the movie. I was like, "Oh my God, is that Albert Finney?"
Yeah.
And like if you guys haven't seen Tom Jones, like we need to add that to our list. That was one of my favorite childhood movies and he plays
I
like
don't think I have
uh
seen Tom Jones.
oh, it's so good. We should watch it. It's a comedy, but it's like yeah. It's a little like kind of in that Barry Lyndon.
Yep. 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 Yeah. In that
Yep.
sort of area. Okay.
Yep. So yeah, just like Michael Jeter was from The Fisher King, which is another one we need probably. Marcia Gay Harden walked out, and I was like, I don't think I've ever seen her like in a younger like
Sure.
role.
Like. Yep. 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 Yep.
I
Yep.
was like, I mean, she's beautiful
It's
no
absolutely
matter the
gorgeous.
age,
Yeah.
but it was, it's she played a really good cold character.
Yep.
Frances McDormand made an appearance at the
Yeah.
end, so just like the cast was phenomenal. Um, and like there were like certain, I don't know, I can see if this happened. I'm not sure if this happened, but some of the phrases that they used were so like out there a little bit that I was like, that's got to be now in like people's lexicon.
Yeah.
So, I can definitely see like why it was an important film.
Yes, I think there is like something about particularly Coen dialogue that is just magical. Do you know what I mean? And like it
Yes.
feels like some of it feels like when you hear it, and like especially this far removed from it, when you hear it, you're like, this feels self-evident. This feels like something that has always been.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
really fantastic. And I think because one of the things I was thinking about with the Coens is that like it's kind of like you could probably state for the vast majority of their movies, I say 90% of their movies say this is my favorite one. And you could be like, yeah, that's a good pick, because
Yeah.
there's like even well, they've got a few ropey-ish movies, but by and large, even their like weakest movies are good movies, like, they really are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
What
yeah.
about you?
I mean, I fucking loved it. Like I've seen it a few times. I just find it like I think Gabriel Byrne's fucking incredible, and I think it's his best role. I think it's the best he has ever been. He's just so good in it. He's so convincing as this like kind of like smart, hard ass sort of like also like degenerate gambler who's like, kind of like not the best guy by any stretch of the imagination, but like he feels like such a like well realized character.
Hmm.
I One of the things I wrote down that a question to ask you was, should I be following Tommy's example for meeting women? To ask you that question. Because like it seems to work, right? So yes or but that's a no, I'm presuming.
Hey, no, maybe
Okay.
not.
All right. Okay. Fair enough. Just I need to know. I'll write down no. Anna.
I wrote down, uh, oh God, what's his name? The crime boss that was like smacking his son around,
Oh, John
which was,
Plato.
yeah, John. I was like, Andy needs that mustache,
Oh, that's so good.
right?
I've got more to say about John Plato, but we'll get more.
Uh-huh.
Do you want to
Okay.
tell them? Do you want to give them a quick overview and then I'll
Yes,
get into this?
sorry. We're just like, ah, we get excited sometimes, you
Yeah.
guys. Okay, so Tom Reagan is an advisor to Leo, who's a crime boss in the unnamed Prohibition era town. I Googled it and they were like, maybe Louisiana. We
Yes, they
don't
don't
know.
state it. Yeah.
Nope. So, every town in the, eastern southern region. So when Leo and rival boss Johnny Caspar feud over a bookie who's been cheating Caspar, Tom tries to keep the peace. Instead, he finds himself caught in the middle of a war of ambushes and shifting allegiances where nothing is ever quite what it seems.
Hmm.
Or is
Good,
it?
good.
Yep,
Or
yep,
is
yep.
it?
Or is
Um,
it?
I do, I do quite like the kind of like circuitous kind of path.
Mhm.
It is the same that as a result, we have a lot of Albert Finney up top, and then we
Yeah.
kind of lose him for a bit, but
And his
because of it,
hairpiece.
not his
Oh,
hairpiece. Oh,
yeah.
but he's so kick ass in this movie as well. I mean,
He,
like,
that,
nearly everybody's incredible in this movie.
I know. I every time yeah, like he was Daddy Warbucks. Like you can't
Oh
not love
yeah,
Albert Finney.
I
I know.
I can't think of many other Albert Finney films I've seen. Like I know who he is, but like this is the one that for me is most prominent,
Mm.
in my mind, But I know he's had like an incredible career long before that. Um, okay, so as we mentioned up top, this was directed by the Coen brothers. Like tough to pigeonhole the Coen brothers or talk about them in like a short way. They are
I tried doing it and I failed
like
miserably.
a storied career. First time we've had them on the podcast. Not in person,
Welcome,
sadly.
welcome,
Yeah,
Coen Brothers.
welcome.
We're
Now
glad you're
we have like to
here.
introduce the Coen brothers. I think they are like probably. I mean, they are technically still working, but some of the finest working directors that we have. But like certainly within Western film, and like they span so many different genres. But they have like there is a distinct spin on their work. I think that like really like I think it's the dialogue and I think it's the character work that they do, which I fucking love. Like it's one of my favorite things about films, is really good character work. Um, the one thing I thought was interesting and worth talking about is that um I don't know if you noticed, but basically only one of them is listed as a director and the other one is
Yes,
listed as the producer.
I did notice that.
So because of DGA rules, which is Directors Guild of America, they basically would not allow partners to co-direct films for a long time. And despite the fact that they have basically said that it's they write, they produce, they direct together, they do everything together,
Hmm.
they weren't allowed to like so that's why one was producer, one was director. It was only whenever they the first time they were listed as co-directors was for The Lady Killers, which is probably seen as their worst film. A film of theirs I haven't seen, I
You're
must
like,
say.
you probably don't want your name on that.
No. And then they put their
Uh,
names on it.
yeah, so I did find that as a fun fact. So yeah, they do write, direct, produce everything jointly. So what they ended up doing was they started sharing editing credits and they created an alias. So one of them is credited as Roderick. I don't know if like some if the DGA had something against them just in general, but one of
Yes.
them is sometimes credited as Roderick James.
Yes, that's their editor, isn't it? Yeah, it's Roderick James.
Yeah,
I've heard that name, yeah.
yeah. So yeah, it's an alias that they use. And then I guess they started directing separately like in the 2020s. Um, I'm gonna list some of these, like The Tragedy of Macbeth, which I don't know if anyone knows what that is.
That's a very recent one, yeah.
The Jerry Lee Lewis
Yep.
story, Drive Away Dolls.
I don't.
hmm Um, but I was like, so they've been nominated for 13 Academy Awards together. And then yeah, best they like I looked and I'm getting these names wrong or not names, numbers, but like I think they've been one or both of them like has been nominated like 300 and something times and
Wow.
they've won like 144, which is pretty good batting average
That really
for,
is.
what they're doing. So they're yeah, you're not wrong. There's something there. That's good.
Yeah, no, incredible. They really are.
Okay, so they also, I mean, they wrote this movie along with Dashiell Hammett, um, who is one of the, I mean, this dude was like working in Hollywood starting in the 1930s. He won an Oscar in 1944, and this movie came out in what, 94?
No, 1990 actually.
Okay. Thank you. Andy knows all the things that I never write down. Like I need to write down the year it was made. So he also wrote The Thin Man, The Maltese Falcon,
Ooh.
and like
Mm.
yeah, he's been around a while. So it was just interesting that they paired with him. I couldn't really find the reasoning behind that, but maybe they just needed someone who had been there and walked that path before. So they're writing the screenplay. They tentatively titled the film. Tell me which one you like better, Miller's Crossing or The Big Head.
Oh, wow.
Their nickname for Tom Reagan. The first image they conceived was of that black hat coming uh, to rest in the forest clearing where like Miller's Crossing is, and
Uh-huh.
the gust of wind lifts it up in the air, and so that image also closes like the opening credit sequence. Anyways, so they had this like it's a super dense story.
It is.
There's a lot going on, I would say probably like more complicated stories than are written today because, people can't follow along.
Sure.
Anyways, but they suffered writer's block while they
hmm
were writing it. And so like they watched I love how things happen. They were like watching Baby Boom. Have you seen that?
Yes.
With uh
Is Bruce Willis in it? No,
Diane
it's not.
no, it's Diane Keaton.
Yeah.
I think so. Is it by Baby Boom? I think it's Diane Keaton. It's hilarious, but it's nothing to do with this movie. But they were like inspired. And then they took a break. They wrote Barton Fink, which was their next movie that came out after this, starring John Turturro,
hmm
in 3 weeks, and then they started resuming Miller's Crossing again. So I just interesting how things happen.
And the connection between those two,
Yeah,
I really noticed
yeah.
the Barton Arms at one point as well. There's one of the places in Miller's Crossing is called the Barton Arms, which
Barton
is the
Arms.
connection.
Oh, I love that.
Barton Arms.
Good fact, Andy.
But yeah, it's so yeah. I mean, I'm again was reading about them, or I think it was another podcast I was listening to about them.
Yeah.
Like they really do that does seem to happen to them a lot, and then they then just like go and make another movie, which is
Yeah.
insane to me. But
Yeah, yeah.
there you go.
They have, I mean, it's like they've gotten to the point where they can do whatever they want.
Yeah, very much so.
And I
Uh,
love that for them.
yeah, it's fantastic.
Keep going.
Okay, so the score was done by Carter Burwell. He is basically their forever composer. Like
Okay.
he has basically scored all of their movies, the vast majority, at least anyway. I think there's like two of theirs he hasn't done. Um, like
Did
you know
he
what?
did he do Oh Brother Where Art Thou?
He didn't actually. That was one of the ones he didn't
Okay.
do.
Okay.
Um, which I'm sure he is very sad about because they made an absolute. That soundtrack was apparently
Everybody has it. I have a copy.
it was apparently one of the reasons why like that the money that they made from that was like way outstripped what they made from the film. Was That's kind of wild to me.
from the
Uh,
CD.
yeah, like it
Yay!
went like to triple platinum. It was insane, like how much money that made. And I had a copy, so I get it. But yeah,
Yeah.
um, but anyway, so Carter Burwell, um, like I say, he's worked on the vast majority of their films. He is somebody who's been nominated a number of different times for an Oscar, but has never won one, unfortunately. Not really a ton of awards, sadly. I don't know why I'm so obsessed with awards, but there you go. Um, and because I think they're kind of
Make it a
bullshit.
category.
But
Make it a
anyway,
category.
um,
So you're mad about awards?
I am mad about them, but I also don't care about them. It's a bit of a conflicting position, but hey, that's some
Okay.
classic Andy. Um,
Okay.
so
We might
he
have to give you like occasionally the classic Andy Award.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. This is some classic bullshit. But like he got his start, I should say, in punk bands.
Ooh,
Most notably in one called Thick Pigeon,
thick pigeon.
right? Which I like. That's a good
That's
name.
pretty good.
It
That's pretty
is.
good.
So yeah,
I
so
don't
that's
hate
Carter
it.
Burwell. No, me
Okay.
neither.
Okay, so favorite actors. It was just I love going back and seeing like people that have made it and come so far and in so many good movies and just like seeing their like fresh faces and so we have I don't know, you say Gabriel or Gabriel
Hmm.
Byrne, Gabriel,
Gabriel.
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 Okay. Albert Finney, Marcia Gay Harden, John Turturro, Steve Buscemi showed up as
Yep.
Mink, one of the characters. So just like yeah, they were all fabulous. They were all fabulous.
Yeah, no, I like John Polito as well. I'm going to talk a little bit
Yes,
about
yes,
him, but like
it
it's
is
made
Stash.
Yeah, because like I think then Buscemi obviously had like a Coen Brothers Buscemi had like a long working relationship, and I actually rewatched Fargo a couple of weeks ago, and it's so funny because like whenever they start investigating the crime in Fargo, they ask a few people for information on the two kind of kidnappers slash hitmen, and whenever anybody talks about Steve Buscemi, they're like, what do he look like? They're like, funny looking. And he just take a features and it's like, no, just funny looking. It's such a good description. And like, I mean, no shade to Steve Buscemi, he rules. But it's just
Yeah.
like the funny looking it's just perfect. Um, the other
Uh,
thing I wanted to
I
talk about,
had,
sorry.
I know I had, there was like, I don't know if it made it into my notes, but they hired Steve Buscemi because he had his eyes, like he has his Steve Buscemi eyes, but was also he could talk the fastest of
Yes.
any, like, so that's, yeah.
He was perfect for Mink, for one of those guys who's just like scrambling,
Yes.
who knows he's like in a dodgy position, but who's
Yes.
just trying to
Yeah.
like get his way out of trouble all the time.
Yep.
Um, the other one I wanted to talk about a little bit was John Polito. So John
Yes.
Polito rules, and like if you don't know who this guy is, look him up. You will know his face immediately.
Yes.
He's just like one of those guys. And the thing that I heard about with him was that so essentially he was a working actor for many years, but like he was like quite handsome and like he was a great dancer and he was a stage actor and it just wasn't he never really could find his fit, and it was like he went through a period of his life, I think something happened, and he then just became the John Polito that we know, and then he that look the look that he had for this movie and going forwards was what got him, made him like a prized kind of like character actor, for many years afterwards. And it's just so funny to me, because it's like he was a good looking guy, he good looking guy back then, but good looking young guy, couldn't make good actor, I would presume as well, couldn't find his way. Then he becomes this sort of like, you know, fat, sweaty wee guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
With a thin mustache, and then people are
Yeah.
like, yeah, we want you in all of our movies,
Yep. Yep. Yeah.
but he
And like
rocks.
to spoil everything, like he dies at the end, and I was like, oh, like,
Yeah,
oh. I didn't even want to see him like with fake blood. It made me sad.
no, I know it's true.
He's a great character.
He really is. Yeah, I think one of the other lines of dialogue I wrote down that featured him was that when he was having a meeting with Tommy, he turns around to Tommy and goes, "Do you like kids?" And Tommy's like, "No, just a flat."
Yeah. Yeah.
No. Um,
Yeah. I wrote down when he's like at that lady's house and he's like, they're coming, and she was like, "Will my cats be all right?" I was like, and he's like, "Yes." And I was like, why would you think to put that in there? But like, what a perfect,
Agree. It's all
it
those
was
small
perfect. It
moments
was
that
like a
just totally
perfect
make it
line.
for me. Um, yeah, like,
Nobody knows anybody not that well.
yep, I wrote that down as well. I thought that was a really good line. To use it a couple of different times.
Yes.
Or even like the classic, the one that has become echo through the ages, the John Turturro, look into your heart, you know.
Yeah.
What a dumb guy Bernie was.
Oh
In
my
so many
God,
ways.
but like so there's a scene where like he's got to take John Turturro's character out and like shoot him in the woods, and his other mob dudes are like waiting for him to come back and and uh John Turturro like blows up this scene and is like begging for his life,
Yeah.
and it is so well done
Hmm.
that it freaked me out, and I was like uncomfortable like watching it, and
Yeah.
it was so well done.
It really
And
was.
then like his character flips, right? Like 5 minutes later, and then he becomes a total like he's like so he doesn't shoot him, and then John Turturro is like comes back to town when he was told to like leave town and never come back because he spared his life, and you know it just he played such a dick.
He did. Like it was such like a good depiction of a guy who thinks he's probably more he's in over his head but doesn't really realize it is
Thinks he's
given
the smartest guy in the room.
yes and is
Yeah,
given an incredible chance to escape it and then like decides oh I can play this for my own means and completely fumbles it. You know,
yeah,
it's real. I think they're quite good at playing those guys. Guys who overplay their hands and really fucking get into trouble is such a like a theme
yes,
throughout their films.
yes. And then
Um,
Gabrielle Byrne is like supposed to, at the end, they're in the same situation where John Turturro's character is begging for his life, and Gabriel Byrne is just like, he's like, look at your heart, look at your heart. What did he say? I don't have one, and he shoots him in the head. I was like,
yeah.
all right.
I also
So,
wanted to talk about the other, like, I mean, there's so much stuff I loved in this, to be honest, but like I loved all of it. But I love the scene where two hitmen go after Leo, which is Albert Finney's
yes,
character.
yes,
Fucking incredible.
yes,
Oh, like,
yes.
so it's like, because he's like an older guy,
Is
and
this
two guys,
the assassination attempt with the Tommy guns?
yes,
Yeah,
fucking
yeah. Never
incredible.
seen anything like that before.
Oh, just absolutely fantastic. Like he's such a
Yeah,
badass. Really, really, really
yeah.
great. Oh, lovely use of Danny Boy as well.
I have, what is, can you give me, do you know the background of, like, who's Danny?
I can't. No, like it's a an
It's
Irish an
so,
old Irish
yeah,
standard, but I don't know a lot of the origins of it. Some of our listeners might know and can let us know. But like I've got to say, one of the things that I wanted to talk about this when I was talking about Carter Burwell is that I feel like it really did a good job of in the music having an Irish motif without sounding too like fiddly D or like really indulgently kind of Irish. Look how Irish we are. It was just
yeah,
like a layer of it that was just perfect. I thought he handled that really well.
yeah. I was impressed with, even with the usual suspects that Gabriel Byrne is in, I
Uh,
couldn't,
I forgot he was in that. Yeah.
yeah, I was like, is he really, like, it's hard, he's got such a light accent
Yes.
to me, at least to my ear, or maybe it's because, like, I don't know if that's like based on region or if you just have a very thick accent.
I
And
mean, yeah, I think he's probably his accent's probably been Americanized over time for
yeah,
sure as well. He spent a
yeah.
lot of time out there, so yeah. But here's
Um,
did
s-
I'm holding the tiny phaser.
oh, you are. That was your Halloween costume with Sasha.
It
Sasha.
was. I
Oh,
refound it again. It's a nice
you can't get rid of something like that,
no,
especially
absolutely
when you
not.
were like assuming it would be a normal size phaser, and it came like a tiny, tiny phaser, only fit for a dog paw.
Exactly. I mean, I found a
Eh,
purpose for it. That's all that matters.
you did.
Um,
Thanks for showing me that.
yeah.
Okay, so like I was thinking through like what what does this have in common with other movies? And obviously, like there's a mobster motif. We've seen a lot of mobster movies. We've seen a lot of prohibition movies.
Hmm.
But I think at the heart of it, I think it's like love, loyalty, um, romantic love, sibling love in a very uncomfortable way.
Yeah.
Um, father-son love, and just, it was just surprising when I thought about it that way. Like, yeah, no, it's a very simple story, and at the heart of it, that's what's there, I think. So,
Yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah. And like again, I think, no like, colossal stars as well. Like I think that would unbalance something like this, I think everybody's
agreed.
like, he is like, I mean, everybody's great in it, but like there's not like this big sort of like, even though Gabriel Byrne is the center of it, like it's not like he is part of a greater puzzle.
Mhm. Yeah, agreed. Um, so I have some facts. Do you want some facts?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so astonishingly, there's no profanity in this movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I suppose that
which
makes sense.
why?
I think that like kind of, well, it maybe not makes sense, but like I think that, I don't know what I think. Yeah, it's like it feels almost like it was fictionalized. Like there's a heightened element to it. Do you know what I mean? Like it feels like it's harkening back to a simpler time, but also kind of like taking the piss out of that a little bit as well.
Yep.
And
Yep.
like, I think whenever people see old time periods through rose-tinted glasses, they kind of like idealize them in a way.
Yeah.
So like not having swearing in it kind of like, you know, creates this sort of like, even though because it's an 18 rated movie, there's violence in it, there's
Yeah.
people getting killed, people getting shot in the head, so it always kind of like, softens it, or it feels like an attempt to soften it that doesn't really, it kind of
Yeah.
fits, I think, with the idealized world a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. I like
That's interesting.
that I think you're right. Like there's I can't like quite figure out like what lens they were trying to look at it through, but I think you're right. Like rose-colored glasses or it's like when we talk about like the Kennedys in America and like Camelot and
Yes,
like right it's that
it's
there is a filter for that
there
you would
is.
have on your phone that would have a name.
Even the fact that this isn't based anywhere, like, and it's one of the things I was thinking about as I was watching it, because I was looking, because we see the police and I was like, is there something that says where they're from? Is it Boston? Is it like, but it's not, it's just kind of a nebulous sort of idea. It kind of like others the film, it makes it like cartoonish is unfair, but you know what I
It's
mean,
like
like
yeah,
heightened or
it's
unreal in a way that, like, while also being quite grounded, it's such a
yeah.
mix of stuff.
Well, and like, symbolically, it's like Miller's Crossing is a crossroad, right?
Yes,
And that is a lot of what this story is also about.
it's
It's
true.
like,
I
do I take this road or this road?
I suppose it's all like it's true for like a lot of Coen Brothers films in that they all exist in a kind of heightened version of
They have
reality.
roads. There's lots of walking in
There
roads.
is lots of walking roads. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay,
There is.
so profanity, back to profanity.
Sure.
Um, someone said son of a bee. Uh, almost like a term of like you're a son of a bee, Tom. Um, yeah, so there's like, the ratings for like best uh action scenes. So I guess the Tommy gun assassination scene is one of the great
Yep.
action set pieces of the 90s. Totally agree. Uh, don't fuck with Albert Finney.
No.
Sue, Albert Finney almost did not make it into this movie. So I don't, for those of you who have you seen Raising Arizona?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So they wrote it, the character of Leo, who Albert Finney played, for Trey Wilson, who played Nathan Arizona Sr. in Raising Arizona. You'll see his photo, you'll totally
Okay.
remember. He died before production began, and so
Okay.
then they asked Albert Finney to take over. I'm not saying I'm happy that Trey Wilson died, but I think Albert Finney was a good next
Oh,
person to step into that role.
incredible choice. Like,
I know. Okay, so although, because I want to get some Irish facts here, although he is not a native Irishman, playing a lieutenant to an Irish mobster, the Coens did not originally. Oh, sorry, he was a native Irishman. These little one-word things matter sometimes, don't they? Did not originally want Gabriel Byrne to use own accent in the film. Byrne argued that his dialogue was structured in such a way that it was a good fit for his accent. And after he tried it, the Coens were like, "I agree, me too." So
interesting.
yeah, so Byrne and Finney used Irish accents in the film. Um,
Like, because
is there
Finney's
a
is
very
more, Finney's is milder. Like his
yeah?
is like it feels like an Americanized sort of Irish accent, but you hear a little bit of it for sure.
Is
Yeah.
he British or is he Irish in
I
real life?
believe he's English. Like
I
Finney
meant
feels like an Irish
English.
name, like it really does,
Yeah.
but I think that yeah, it looks like he is. He's English. Yeah, he's
Okay.
English. Yeah.
Do you know the Irish tenor Frank Patterson
I don't
from
think
the
so.
Londonderry Air of the Londonderry Air?
God.
Anyways, he sang the Oh Danny Boy song, and it was recorded under the Coen brothers' direction. So it was like precisely timed for the scene that it plays in the film. So I got to go back and watch
I
that.
see. So there's
Yeah.
very good distinct version of it. Well,
Yes, yes.
I think, like, again, what they do really well in terms of like telling a story is I love that that scene essentially starts. I mean, there's a bit before without him in it. He's listening on his bed, or listening to music on his bed, and he's smoking a cigar, and the smoke comes up because these
Yes.
guys have fucked up a little bit and started a fire.
Yes.
And he puts a cigar out, puts it in his pocket. The action scene happens. He basically wipes out all the assassins sent after
With
him
a single Tommy
with
gun.
a single
It's
toy
so
gun,
good. It's so
and
good.
then takes out a cigar.
Takes the
It's just
cigar
like
back out of his pocket and puts it back in his mouth. And I was like, same cigar. Like, it's just,
incredible,
yeah,
absolutely
yeah,
incredible. Like
agreed. The Coen brothers reportedly turned down the 1989 Batman film because it would
interesting.
have interfered with this film. Yeah.
Wow.
Can
So
you
that was the one
imagine
that
if the Coen brothers had directed Batman instead of Tim Burton?
I wonder what that would look like. That would be
I know.
fascinating to see.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, like,
Uh,
I'm kind of glad that they didn't. I feel like I'm glad that the Coens had their own thing and did their like, because they don't think they did anything like
I
that
don't
ever.
know. And like he'd probably like walk more and there would
Yeah,
probably not be the Batmobile. He'd just be like walking back to his cave
yeah.
on a path. Okay. So first collaboration was Steve Buscemi and John Turturro. They went on to be in, yeah. Okay, so in the 2015, sorry, interview, John Polito revealed that during the production, a distressed Marcia Gay Harden, ha- this was like, I guess, her first major role, complained to him that she felt that her co-star Gabriel Byrne was acting cold and distant, and Polito was like, he's method acting, he's trying to remain in character. But I read I think it was Natalie Portman where she was like women actors who are mothers can't afford to like go into like deep character acting where you like play the character and like you're that for 3 months or whatever. She's like, I have children, like I can't method act. It's not a thing that
That's it. I love that.
yeah,
I mean, the
yeah.
method I think does feel a bit like masturbatory anyway. Like there's something
Right.
inherent about it. It
Yeah.
does feel a bit
Yeah.
like, look at how fucking self-important I am. And I've heard even other like male actors voice that concept. So like
Yes.
I get it.
I mean, I
Um,
think Daniel Day-Lewis is probably like, the only one that I would be like, yeah, it is
yeah,
necessary.
he's alive.
Yeah.
Can I give you like one of the things I forgot to bring up, and I think it's an interesting fact. Do you know about the
Yes.
other two directors that were involved in this film?
No.
Okay, so one of them was in the cast, which was Sam Raimi. Is whenever they are running, there's the assault on the Irish Social Club, they throw a bomb through the window.
Yes.
So the guy that shoots the shot, that's Sam Raimi,
Oh my God.
right?
I love that.
Um, The other one is, and he did cinematography for the Coens for a number of years. I think he also did some stuff for Raimi. I can't remember. So the cinematographer for this film was Barry Sonnenfeld,
Okay.
who then went on to direct a ton of stuff like the
Yeah.
Adams Family movies
Yeah.
and What Men in Black and things like that.
I'm like
Uh,
acting like I know what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about. So I'm gonna Google that later. Fascinating.
uh-huh.
Okay, so the Miller of the title comes from the Coen brothers' frequent film editor, Michael R. Miller.
Amazing.
I just love that they like, I really love our film editor. Me too.
I
Let's name it Miller's Crossing. Oh, good idea.
I, I
And
do
that's how that conversation went.
I do love like that it seems like that a lot of their film ideas come from a single image. Like so for example, the hat
Yes.
drifting along the ground in this wooded area. Like apparently
And they were
they
like, oh,
yeah, this is it. And we'll just
yeah,
build from there. Or like
yeah.
apparently for Inside Llewyn Davis, the main core concept for that was that they were imagining a folk singer getting his ass kicked out the back of a folk of like of like a music club. And
Folk singer.
that was the idea and they built from there. And I'm like, absolutely incredible.
Yeah. It's like, do you ever play the like improv game Yes and?
Yes.
Okay, that's what they do. They're like,
Yeah.
yes, and Tommy gun,
Yep.
cigar, yes, and he chases him down the street too. It's like in
Yeah.
his
So
bathroom.
true.
It's so good. Sorry, there's a bug. If anyone's
Uh,
seeing me like hitting myself in the
th-
face. Okay, yeah, those are the facts I have.
love it. Okay. Cool.
I'm like King Kong right now. I'm gonna get this fucking bug.
Get the
Ah,
freaking. This is your bearded dragon needs to get in the case. Take care of
I
that bug.
know, I know. She's yeah,
She's chilling.
she's gonna get big enough that she's gonna start like sitting on my shoulder.
Oh, amazing.
I know, I
That's the
know.
that'll be good stuff.
Oh, love it.
Okay. So shall we get into our final few wee sections
Yes,
here?
yes.
So first of all, who does it fit? Who are the best outfits in the movie? I feel like it was Marcia Gay Harden for me,
Yeah,
probably.
yeah,
Like she looks incredible throughout, like and she really does. She's just like sensational. I think she's
yeah,
the one who like wears anything other than like a suit anyway, basically. So it's like she was a shoe-in for it, really, but
yeah.
just she just looks so beautiful in this film. She really is like,
She really is gorgeous,
absolutely stunning. Um,
gorgeous.
so Andy's Animal Acting Award for excellence in animal acting has to go because there's only one choice, but still excellent animal acting. The dog who finds the dead body.
Yeah,
Such a cute dog. It's so sweet, and it's just sitting there
really.
with the like
Yep,
lovely little look on its face.
yep. Here it
Uh,
is. This dead guy's right there.
and then
Have a treat.
the guy's toupee gets stolen. Um, so yeah, right. Final section then for Miller's Crossing. Beth, would you revisit, remember, refuse, or redo?
I've never seen this before.
Sure.
Um, it also came out the same weekend as Goodfellas.
Ooh, same weekend? That's
Yeah.
a
Isn't
tough
that a
break.
fucking bummer?
Yeah.
So Goodfellas, like, I don't think it definitely didn't have the same, like,
Impact, no, it wasn't as big.
no, everyone went to see Goodfellas. And so, like, I think probably that was the beginning of the reason that I never saw it. I don't think my dad was like a oh, is he a Coen Brothers fan?
Oh, really?
I don't know. I have to look at and see, like, I have to go look at our VHS tapes and see. So yeah, it was never quite on my radar. Really, I don't think they were on my, well, no, yeah, he did, because Raising Arizona. Anyways, blah, blah, blah. I would totally revisit it. I
Good.
thought it was, um, complicated story. I can understand why they had to step away to kind of figure out all of the
Yeah.
nuances and, I loved the ending. Um, I love the characters. I love the world they created. It was cool. I love it. We're both so obsessed with like where did it take place? Because
Yeah.
like I want to go there,
Yeah.
you
No,
know?
easy revisit for me as well. Like I
Yeah.
think just absolutely I and I was looking forward to whenever we talked about Irish American Month, this was the first one that leaped to mind because
Mhm.
it does feel like such a crossover because it is essentially about the Irish mob in a lot of ways. Like the
Yeah.
core of it is. And I yeah, absolutely loved it. What a great revisit. I just kind of love Like my favorite things in any sort of like, movies, TV shows, whatever, is great dialogue and great characterization. And I feel like the Coens are possibly unmatched in that. Like I don't think many people do it as well or certainly better than them, and it's just a pleasure spending time in these worlds they've created. And yeah, easy revisit.
I would say too, just again looking at like their filmography, is that a word? Does that
Yeah,
matter? It does matter.
it is a word. It is a word.
But like I can't, if you were like, if I didn't know all which movies they directed, I bet I could sit down. Like when you're watching a Tarantino movie,
Yeah.
when you're watching uh a Malick movie or a Gilliam movie, right? This is definitely like they've got their own way of doing things.
Yeah, they've
And
got their own
yeah,
language, I think, like both visual
yep,
language and actually
yep,
language.
yep. And I'm absolutely here for it. So
I hear you.
good job.
Love
Good
it.
job, guys. Thanks for being here and listening and
Thanks.
not interjecting a thing into what we had to say.
Not at all.
Will
Um,
my cats be all right?
okay,
David
yes,
whining the
exactly,
whole
it's
movie.
true. So Beth, can you tell me what has been bringing you joy this week?
Yes. I think it's Mike's birthday.
Yeah, I love it. It's a good answer.
Um, like I love that, you know, everyone's got different ideas of aging, and he doesn't care. He's just excited to like get up the next day and be his badass weird self. But
Yes,
like
should be.
I've known him since I was 14 and he was 17, and like he just had his 49th birthday. He's just like I love that dude.
Yeah, he
So
rocks.
cool. He rocks. I got asked on a date to
Oh yeah.
Oxford.
Okay. It's
I'll
official.
send you the dates, but we're staying.
Yeah.
He was like, I have this idea. I don't know if you'd be into it. And I was like, what? And he was like, let's stay at there's this like jail at Oxford that they've turned into a hotel.
Okay.
And it's like, a B&B, but you stay in like, a jail cell that they've turned into like a very nice room. And I'm
Yeah.
just like, you know me. I'm like, I hope it's haunted.
Sure.
Lock me in a room, make it as weird as possible.
I mean,
Absolutely.
if you're looking for haunted places, go no further than the UK. We've got them out the
Yeah.
fucking ass. So like, and
Yeah.
like, I mean, it's a jail. Did you say you think it's an old
It's
converted
a
jail? That's
jail.
gotta have some ghosts in there. It's
Yeah.
got to.
It's so
Uh,
yeah, it's super shishi, but I just,
I love it. Amazing.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So,
Okay. So for me, it has been a rich week or last week was a rich week for video games. So there was two.
ooh.
So I was a bit worried. There has been a mouse in the house, and I thought I saw movement. I
The
thought I
mouse is
saw.
back.
No, I thought I saw movement there, but I think I'm seeing things, thankfully. I
Okay.
don't want it to be here. It's a pain in the ass. Anyway, and sorry, I know that goes against Snow Ventura's position
I'm like,
in
what
the
is its
world.
name? What are you
Yeah, it's
feeding
true. Yeah,
it?
exactly. Have you made it a hat yet? No,
Yes.
none of the above. Anyway, so it has been a good week for video games last week. Two games came out. This is probably going to be my joy for the next few weeks. But one of
Ooh.
them is a game called Slay the Spire, which is a deck builder and just like such a fun game. It's just basically
Like deck builder.
yes.
What do you
So
mean?
like as in like
Like,
so like there's deck builder board games where you have basically what you do is you start with a basic deck of cards and then as you go
okay, gotcha.
not as in playing cards but like a basic deck of whatever sort of cards and then you add to it as you go to make it
I
better.
see.
Basically it's a
I thought you were like talking about like a deck in your backyard that
yeah
you
yeah
would
yeah yeah. So you varnish
put your
it.
barbecue.
Yeah
Yep, yep, yep. I was like,
yeah
that's so
yeah.
cool, Andy.
And I
Building
mean,
some
like,
decks.
do you know there's a video game called Power Wash Simulator, right? So, like, it would not surprise me if there was deck building simulator. Like, it's gotta exist somewhere.
Someone's
Uh,
gonna steal this idea,
oh
and
God, I'm
everyone's gonna be
sure.
like, "Have you played that deck building game?"
Hey, I say you're welcome to it. I am not about to build a deck building video game. Anyway, so this is like basically you're working your way up through this tower and you're fighting different monsters and you're encountering different events and stuff. And it's this quirky and fun. It's a sequel to like a game that so many people loved, and I was like trying to resist it because another game I'll talk about next week came out last week, which I was slightly more excited for, and then like. I kind of bit the bullet and I've been playing both of them on and off, and it's been great.
Good.
It's also this new one has a multiplayer aspect, and that's another thing that kind of made me get it, early because it was like I just want to play with my friends, which is always
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, Slay the Spire
What
2.
interface? Would you play video games with me online?
Absolutely.
Huh. Do you have like a headset?
I do.
Huh.
Discord's probably the best way for doing like that sort of stuff these days. That's what I use by and large. But yeah, we can absolutely figure it out. I'll play whatever, like truly. Um,
Okay. Deck building?
I mean, like whatever I will play
Okay.
online. It really doesn't matter. Like I just love
Okay.
video games so much. So yeah.
I do too. I don't
Okay.
play them enough. Okay.
So first thing before we get into our final week section is to let you know that next week's movie is going to be The Quiet Man, which
I've
I've
not
never
seen this.
seen.
I've like seen it once and I
Hmm.
was like, I loved it probably. I remember like, yeah, certain scenes and I just remember thinking like it's so beautiful. So
I'm excited to hear John Wayne's Irish accent. Really, I really am. I mean, like I presume he does one. Maybe this was at a time whenever they were just like, whatever, I'll just speak in my American accent,
or British or
or British
British.
or whatever. Yeah.
I'm Irish.
But yes, so the Quiet
Yes.
Man. So Beth, could you let everybody know where they can find us?
You can find us at bendypodcast.com. Um, I'm just going to tell people we're starting to do not a full rebrand, but like, we're starting to move more things into movie test of time. So I
Yeah,
will
we're
have
like,
updates
yeah,
in the next, couple weeks about where you can find it. Yeah. Whatever happens if you go to the website, it'll just push you to the new
yeah.
website.
I will, I will. So keep your
So,
eyes peeled for that, folks.
but yes, we're on YouTube. If you would like to, what did they say? Like and
Yep,
subscribe. Smash
correct.
that like button.
Yep,
Uh, love all that. Reviews on Spotify, always appreciated. So
yep,
if you've got a few minutes to support your local Andy and Beth that are not
yep.
local, because we're not, because he lives in Ireland and I live in the United States. So
We're
find
local.
us. Yeah, we're local on the internet.
Yeah, on the planet.
Okay. Yep. Right. Good pitch, yeah?
Yeah,
I
perfect.
think
Love
I'm
it.
getting better and better at this.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. All right, love it. Okay, so I think in that case we have reached the end of this week's episode. And in that case, as always, we'd like to remind you to stay bendy. Right, don't explain that, Beth. Don't explain what happened. It'll
Nope.
confuse them.
Yep.
All right, we love you.
Never
Bye.
tell you. Bye. Love you. Bye.